I just don't understand why anybody's interested in Joe Biden. I don't understand how he can garner any support whatsoever.
Well, let's go to the idiots who are supporting Joe Biden, because maybe when people turn on the TV and they hear Bernie say, because all people are concerned about, Steph, is beating Donald Trump, right? Because they've been told everything was okay before Donald Trump, and then everything will go back to normal if we just get rid of Donald Trump, even though they're passing his legislative agenda, the Democrats. So maybe the reason why people are interested in Joe Biden is because people are just want to beat Trump at any cost. And then when they turn on the TV and they hear Bernie Sanders say this, they're like, oh yeah, I got to watch.
No, I'm not saying that. And I've been asked that a million times, that I believe Joe can beat Trump. And if Joe is the candidate, I'll do everything I can to make sure that he does. But I think just looking at...
And so he says, yeah, I think, and even Jake Tapper's like, this is your strategy to tell everybody your opponent can win? What kind of a fucking strategy is that, Grab? Will you go on national television and you tell everybody that your opponent's going to win in November? I don't know. I don't know, man. This is comically, ridiculously bad strategy. Comically, ridiculously bad strategy. And, I mean, Bernie's just mush. This is the kind of strategy that comes out of a mush brain. Who is thinking this up to tell him to say this? He's basically running Joe Biden's, Joe Biden's whole campaign, his whole campaign is Joe's a decent guy and he can beat Trump. What did Bernie Sanders just say? Joe is a friend of mine and I think he can beat Trump. That's Joe Biden's campaign slogan, fucking idiot. What are you doing repeating your opponent's campaign slogan? What does this get you? I mean, it's like, is someone paying you to do this? Why are you doing this?
Well, it also feeds the centrist view of like Bernie's too out there.
Yes, he's doing it to himself.
He's telling people I might be too out there. If you think I'm too much of a socialist, then good old Joe Biden,
he'll win.
Who's a fantastic Republican.
Mm-hmm.
So he should be saying, "Look, Joe can't beat Trump. I can."
Yes.
I've been fighting for these things for 30 years when Joe wasn't. I can beat.
How about you never answer a question about Joe Biden, Bernie?
Shut up.
How about
that?
you just, if you don't want to say shit about Joe
then
Biden.
Say, I don't want to talk about Joe Biden, but I'm a much better candidate than him.
I'm going to talk about issues.
That's right. I'm going to tell you why I'm a much better candidate than him and why I'm a much better bet to beat Trump than him. That's what.
Stop using his name. Stop talking about that he's your friend.
That's not hard.
Stop it.
It's not hard to say. When someone asks you, can Joe Biden beat Donald Trump? You go, I'll tell you what, I can beat Donald Trump. And I have a much better chance, and here's why. Because he goes on to say why he can't beat Donald Trump. Watch this. So first he says Joe Biden can beat Trump, and then he goes on to say why he can beat Trump. Watch this.
But I think just looking at the facts, if you're going into the industrial base of the United States of America, the heartland of America, and you voted for agreements that have devastated communities like Flint, Detroit, it is going to be hard to make the case when Trump has made trade such an important part of his agenda. Now, Trump lies all of the time.
And so does Joe Biden. Again, who does this? There's not a new voter does this pick up.
Correct.
Trump's a liar. Oh, really? Joe Biden can win. What is wrong? Are you guys trying to lose?
Yes, they are.
Are you trying to lose to Trump too? It's beyond maddening. That's Joe Biden's complete campaign is he's a decent guy and he can beat Trump. And what does Bernie say?
No, I'm not saying that. And I've been asked that a million times, that I believe Joe can beat Trump. And if Joe is the candidate, I'll do everything I can to make sure that he does. But I think just look.
Bernie, you're not going to influence me to ever vote for Joe Biden. Just like nobody was going to influence me to vote for Bloomberg.
That is the equivalent of Donald Trump coming on TV in 2016 and saying, I think Jeb Bush could beat Hillary Clinton, and I'll help him.
Yes.
Why would you say that? You would say, of course, these people are weak. Nobody can beat them. That's why I'm running. I'm running because they can't. They lost to them Trump before. They're going to lose to him again. That's why I'm running. What the F? That is political malpractice. Whoever advised him to say this should be fired immediately and never hired again for any campaign. But Bernie's campaign is full of guys who think like this. And I'm sure they're all nice people. But they're full of people who think like this. Full of people who think like this. They're careerist Democrat climbers. They come from Harry Reid's office. They come from Terry McAuliffe's office. They work for Bernie now. And this is the results. He runs around telling everybody how great the establishment is, how great Joe Biden, the establishment candidate, is, what a nice guy he is, how he's going to beat Trump. That's what Bernie's saying. It's heartbreaking, man. It's heartbreaking.
It's really like I could make a case for this a couple of months ago when there were still 10 people. Like, oh, he's trying to play nice. He's trying to play nice. When everybody dropped out, I went, okay, cut the joke. Now, here we go. Now this is like, if I thought Bernie had a long-term strategy, I would think, oh, it's all coming to play. It's down to him and Biden. He'll make sure Tulsi gets back on the stage.
Right.
He'll introduce his new VP to America.
Tulsi freaking nominated him in 2016 and he won't mention her name.
I just don't get it. I mean, I literally...
Oh, we all do get it.
Yeah.
We get what's happening.
What is this strategy?
I'm
going to do whatever the establishment...
Losing strategy.
Right? This idea
and you know, Jimmy,
I can kiss the establishment's ass just enough.
For them to fuck
what?
me later. So, you know, when you point out that this line of, whatever he's trying to do, his strategy, is not going to win one voter. Like, I'm listening to him, I'm like, you really think, okay, this pains me to say it, that
Don't say it,
if
Steph.
Bernie says,
Steph, don't say it.
I'm
You're
in
gonna get
pain
us in
right
trouble.
now. I'm in pain right now.
We got to go out in public.
I know. But if Bernie, I know, right?
Don't say it. Get ready to press the 7-second delay.
We don't have that here. We don't have it. Bernie Sanders saying this right now makes me doubt that he is ready to be president.
Well,
Jimmy, how can you argue with that?
Steph, he's not
it.
He's not ready to win the campaign. I'll tell you that. If he keeps telling everybody Joe Biden's a decent guy and he could beat Trump, that's Joe Biden's campaign slogan.
And his biggest hurdle is the Democratic Party.
I know.
Why is he doing this? Like I keep, and I've held out hope. I've said it on my show. Well, no, he's playing a little more. I don't, he's keeping the gloves on because he doesn't want to. I even said on my show like a month ago that the registered Democratic primary voter actually probably wants more like unity talk, and that's why Bernie's doing this.
Agreed.
Because the Republican primary voter is different. I'm like, that's why that was his strategy for not being as bombastic as Trump did in the Republican primary 4 years ago. But now I'm like, I know, maybe I was just dead wrong. Bernie's just going to keep saying my friend Joe Biden can beat Trump. I don't understand this.
What evidence does anybody have that Joe Biden can beat Trump?
None. And I'm sitting
Joe
there.
Biden has run before, everybody.
Oh, God. How many
He's
times
run
has he
before.
lost at president?
So now you're thinking this is the time? Because we're all going to rally around him because Trump's such a fucking fool? Biden is not going to take one voter away from Trump.
Not one. And Trump's base is his base. Trump's not going to add more to his base. Trump wins when Democrats stay home. When there's no or more progressives or left-leaning whatever go, I'm not, it's another scam, I'm not voting. That's what happens. So when you don't have a candidate that inspires progressives, inspires independent, the 100-some million people that don't vote, who think the system doesn't represent them, when you don't inspire those people, then you're going to get this. It's literally like, have they threatened to kill Bernie's grandchildren? Like, seriously, I'm not being a wise ass. I'm literally like, what is this? Because I've pushed for this guy. I give him $3 a month every month. And I've gone to his rallies. I've put videos for him. I support his policies front, side, and back. And I will not fucking back Joe goddamn Biden if they steal it. And if Bernie tells me to, I will never push for him again. I will never push for anyone in the Democratic Party that tells me to do that.
Well, I feel like there's going to be a big Dem exit.
Yes.
I mean, I know we threatened that, but really,
I'll fucking run as president. I'll take Bernie's platform and I'll just add, I'm going to jail billionaire pedophiles. That'll be the one wrinkle to my campaign.
Woo.
And make vegan smoothies part of my Med for All.
Oh, I like that.
And everyone's got to do yoga. And the back lawn of the White House will have a wave pool. But that's the only difference.
Hey everybody, the next live Jimmy Dore show is May 1st in Minneapolis, and then we're going to Chicago. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a link for all the tickets to all our live shows, and become a premium member at jimmydorcomedy.com/join. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Thanks for your support.